Good evening guys. Today I like to explain a topic on projection of solids. So first of all, a basic question, what is meant by a solid? A solid is a three-dimensional object which is having length and breadth and thickness. Sometimes instead of thickness we will take width also, whatever it may be, that which can be referred as a solid. Now we will see the classification of solids. In the classification of solids are broadly classified into two types. Those are Group A solids and Group B solids. Group A solids are mainly we can see prisms. In Group B solids we can see the pyramids. So again, what is meant by prism? So prism is a solid which is having top and base are similar shape. Then the solid is said to be a prism. Here we have a square shape as a base and the top is also same square shape. So top and base are having similar shape. So this is a square prism. Here apart from the square prism we have different prisms are there. If instead of square, if we keep here a pentagon, let us say this is the example, this is a pentagon, this is a base is pentagon and similarly the top is also a pentagon. So this is considered as a pentagon prism. And coming to the pyramids. So how to identify a pyramid? To identify a pyramid, here base is having some shape and along with that the top, at the top we locate some point is located. The point is called as an apex. So this is nothing but pyramid. So here precisely this is a square pyramid because the base is having a square shape. So this is a square pyramid. Similarly, the square pyramid along with the square pyramids we have different pyramids like pentagon, hexagon. And now we will see apart from these solids we have different solids also there. Those are first one cone. Cone is also a solid and the base and top having two circles, then we have to say it is a cylinder. Here one circle is there at the top. Similarly at the bottom also one circle is there. The two top and base are two circles is there. This is not a circular prism. This is said to be cylinder. This is cone. Now we completed the classification of solids. Now we will see the general procedure for construction of a solid. Before going to the general procedure, some important parameters are required while solving the problem. So these are the parameters for a, let us say this is a square prism, this is a square prism and it is having the rectangle faces and this is the base and this is the top. The base and top is made of a square shape, so it is a square prism. Now here I already written here, so whatever the line is there, this line is called a longer edge and whatever this line is there with respect to the base, this is called base edge and this is the corner of the base and that's it for the prism. Now coming to the pyramids, we can see here this is the apex point and this whatever these lines are called slant edges. These lines are called slant edges. And whatever this total portion is there, this total portion we have to call it as a rectangle face for the prisms, and whatever this face is there, this total face we have to call it as a triangular face. Now we will jump into the general procedure to construct the solid. So what are the general procedure? So we have here three steps. What are the three steps? First one is assuming initial position position. Second one, axis inclination, axis inclination, axis inclination. Third one, that is edge inclination, edge inclination, axis inclination and edge inclination. So here we are going to construct the top view and front view of a solid with using these three steps. So let us see these three steps. So first take the solid. So I am taking again the square prism to explain. So now see the position of the solid. This is the position of the solid, like this. I kept the solid like this. So consider this board, whatever the board is a vertical plane and this table is considered as a horizontal plane. Now this solid is standing on the HP. The solid is standing on the HP. Then I can see the true shape of the base in the top view. In the top view, I can see a square. In the top view, I can see a square. Similarly, in the front view, I can see the rectangle face. In the front view, I can see the rectangle face. Next one is axis inclination. So what is axis inclination? So depend on the axis inclination, we are going to assume the initial position. So depend on the axis inclination, we are going to decide the initial position. So if axis is inclined to HP and if axis is inclined to VP, what are the situation? Let us see. Now this is a square prism, this is a square prism. One of the base, this is called base edge, just now I discussed it. This base edge is resting on the HP and at the same time this axis is making the axis is inclined to the HP. Axis is inclined to the HP. Where the axis is located? We have to imagine the axis in the solid. So here in the middle we have to imagine there is some axis is there. For any solid body there will be axis. So in the middle some axis will be located. So now the axis is inclined to the HP. Now this is the condition will be given in the problem. So we are going to draw the top view and front view for this problem. So for that, what we are going to do, this is the second condition, axis inclination. So to obtain the first step, what I am going to do, if axis is inclined to the HP, then tilt the axis perpendicular to the HP. Then you can see the true shape of the base in the HP and whatever the rectangle face in the VP. Now, for example, if axis is inclined to VP, this is the condition. Let us say this is a board as a vertical plane. Now, whatever the axis is there, the axis is inclined to the VP. The axis is inclined to the VP condition is given. Then, whatever the axis is there, simply we have to tilt the axis perpendicular to the HP. Then, I can see the true shape of the base in the front view and whatever the rectangle face is there in the top view. That is initial assumption. So initial assumption will be obtained by considering the axis inclination. Sometimes in the problem he may give the rectangle faces also. So what is rectangle faces? So this is the rectangle faces. Sometimes axis inclination will be not given in the problem. Directly he will give a rectangle face. So the rectangle face is resting on the total rectangle face is resting on the HP. Like this it will be given. Again, what we have to take, whatever the base is there, whatever the base of the prism is there, we have to stand on the HP. If the rectangle face is standing on the resting on the HP means we have to take whatever the base, that base should be stand on the HP. Similarly, if the rectangle face is resting on the VP, this is the condition. What we have to do, we have to take the base and it will be standing on the VP. It will be standing on the VP. There you can see the true shape of the base. The true shape of the base will be seen in the front view and whatever the rectangle face is, that will be seen in the top view. Next one, edge inclination. So edge inclination is also same, just like with respect to HP, with respect to VB will be given. So here, whatever the edge is there, this is also called as a edge. Edge is also called as, this is also longer edge, this is the base edge. Whatever the base edge is there, the base edge should be perpendicular to the reference axis we have to consider in the problem while doing. Now we will take a problem for solving. So this is a problem I am representing in front of you, the camera. So the first problem is the square prism having a side base of 40 mm and axis height is 60 mm is resting on the HP, and one of its base edge such that its axis is inclined at 30 degree to the HP and parallel to VP. Draw its projection. So what is the given data in this problem? What is the given data in this problem? So the base is given, along with that axis height is mentioned and axis inclination also mentioned. So what is our object in the problem? The object is square prism. The object is square prism, and the base side or edge is given how much? It is having a length of 40 mm, and along with that the height is mentioned. The axis height. The axis height is how much? 60 mm. The axis height is 60 mm. And axis is inclined. In this problem, this is very important. Axis is inclined to the HP. Axis is inclined to the HP with 30 degrees. So here, if axis is inclined to the HP, means it is represented by theta. The theta is nothing but theta equal to how much? 30 degrees. So blindly while doing the problem, we have to indicate that axis above XY line. If so, like this, whatever the axis is there, that axis should be represented above XY line. For example, if axis is inclined to the VP is given, then we have to represent, this is the XY, and we have to draw whatever the axis here downwards, and it is represented by a phi. Okay. So your object is square prism. This is a square prism having a base side is how much? 40 mm. Having a base side is how much? 40 mm. The base side is how much? 40 mm is mentioned, and the axis height, as earlier said, that axis should not be visible. So we have to imagine the axis. The axis height is given. The length is how much? 60 mm. And apart from this, axis is inclined. Whatever the axis is there, the axis is inclined to the HP. One more term is also indicated. The term is the base edge. Whatever the base edge is there, the base edge is resting on the HP. So very, very important this condition. The condition should be ensured while doing. So what are the condition is there? This is the first condition, and the second condition is the base edge is resting on HP. base edge is resting on HP. This is also a very important condition while solving the problem. So now we will see the position of the solid. So I repeat, this is the base edge. The base edge is resting on the HP. At the same time, whatever the axis is there, the axis is making an angle 30 degrees with respect to the HP. So, as I earlier mentioned, what are the steps are there? If axis is inclined to the HP, then the true shape of the base should stand on the HP. Then you can see the true shape of the base in the HP and the rectangle face on the VP. So that is the initial position we have to construct. So let us see the initial step. So I am erasing this because the board is very small. So first of all, draw the reference line. Now again I am showing the position. This is the condition, inclined to the HP. So I am standing on the HP. So I can see the true shape, the square shape I can see in the top view, and the rectangle face you are watching from its side in the vertical plane. It will fall, whatever the rectangle face is, the rectangle face will fall on the vertical plane. So first of all I am drawing the top view. So with respect to the XY axis reference line, give some distance, let us say 25 mm or 30 mm. Then draw a side of the base. The side is having how much length? It's a 40 mm. So draw the side 40 mm and give the name A and B. Then draw one more side, that is horizontal line, having a length how much? Again 40 mm. Similarly, take this distance. So let us give one more, this name, this is C. Now shift whatever the BC length is there at the point A with the help of drafter. Now you will get a square. Now you will join this line, you will get a square. This is A, B, C, D. Now in the top view, I am watching the top view, I am watching this base. The top view, I am watching this base. See, this is a square prism, so we having base and top. So we should give the two names. So it is having A, B, C, D. Along with that, we have one more base, that is P, Q, R, S. So we have to give the names. So this is P under base, that is not visible. P, Q, R, S. So this is the first condition, initial position. Now you are watching a rectangle face. From the front view. Now we have to draw the rectangle on the VP. So in order to draw that, first of all, take the midpoint of the square. And measure exactly, project here that point. From there onwards, draw the 60 mm. We don't know the longer edge length, but I know the axis length. Axis length is equal to the longer edge length. So the axis length is mentioned, axis height is mentioned, that is 60 mm. So take the axis height is how much? 60 mm. So, and once again, the axis height is 60 mm, that is shown by a long dashed lines. This is a long dashed line. This length is how much? 60 mm. From there onwards, you started to make projections. Whenever I use a blue color, then those are projection lines. These projection lines are very, very light. For example, don't highlight the projection lines in your drawing sheet. So you project the line very lightly here and project the line towards the reference axis. Now you will get the distance. From there onwards, Draw the lines. How much height? 60 mm. Now you got the rectangle. Here it is. Here we have base. Here we have top. So give the names. So for this base we have AB. So in the front view we are indicated by dashes. So A dash and B dash. Similarly here we have C dash and D dash. Here we have top. This is top PQRS. This top. So give the names. This is PQ, P dash and Q dash. One more R dash and S dash. Now we are taking the actual condition of the problem. What is the condition of the problem? Axis is inclined to the HP and making an angle 30 degrees with respect to the HP. So we have to draw this. So this is the condition. Now you are watching from the front view. This is the diagram we are going to draw in the second step. So whatever the axis is there, shift the axis here. So whatever the entire rectangle is there, try to shift here. So while shifting the entire rectangle, should not collide the two rectangles. So I am taking the axis line. Sorry, long dashed line. Whatever the length is there, 60 mm. Whatever the length is there, 60 mm. I am projected here. Now these points, measure A and C. Measure A dash and C dash distance and take here. This is C dash. Select a point C dash and D dash. Now measure this distance and project a line, an inclined line here. What is the length? Whatever the length is there, measure it and draw an inclined line. So before going to draw the inclined line, what is the inclination of this line? So I know this axis angle is 30 degrees because axis is inclined 30 degrees to the HP. The theta is mentioned in the problem already, 30 degrees. The axis is making an angle 30 degrees. So what is this angle? This angle is 60 degrees. Let us see. For example, I have drawn an axis line and I have drawn one more line. So this is 30, this will be 60 and this is 90. Why you are taking like that? While drawing the rectangle, whatever this line is there, this line should be perpendicular to the axis line. So by using a triangle rule, I come to know that this is a 60 degree. So I repeat, draw the axis line. Next, measure this A dash C dash distance and draw a line. So, or simply you draw the axis line and you measure the distance and draw perpendicular to this axis. Then it automatically will get a 60 degree. Next, from here onwards, measure this 60 mm. So while going to draw, give some dimensions. This is the dimension. This is how much? 60. Similarly, this square is having a side how much dimension? This is 40. So take the 60 mm and draw here. So it not seems like a 60 degree. So better to draw. Now shift this entire box there, rectangle box. This is 60 mm and this is also 60 mm. This is also 60 mm. Now give the names. This is C dash and D dash, and this length, this is A dash and D dash. Similarly, with respect to A dash, B dash, we have P dash and Q dash. This is the P dash and Q dash. Next one, R dash and S dash. Now what is the next step we have to do? Simply we have to project the vertical lines downwards. So the vertical lines, whatever the vertical lines are there, projected downwards. So don't highlight, I am repeating. So this should not be the part of the drawing. It should be very light while drawing. So don't highlight these projection lines. So use very light pencil. Now again project the horizontal lines of the top view of the square. Top view of the square. Now here we got intersection points. Let us we got two lines are intersected, horizontal and vertical lines. So we got some points. Let us say A dash and A, where they are both are meeting. We have to indicate that A dash and A. Similarly B dash and B. Similarly B dash and B, C dash and C. Repeat the procedure. For example, see here, the A dash is located here, I projected downwards. Now A is here, I projected here down horizontally. So this is my point A. Why I indicated A? Because it is a top view. Don't show the dash. Similarly, the B dash is located here. B is projected downwards. Similarly, the B is located here, I projected. So the meeting point is this. So this is my B. Again, C is located here. Similarly, D is located here. So I got the point. In the same manner, draw the PQRS also. The P is located here, I projected downwards. This is my point P. Again, this is my point Q. This is R and S, the remaining points. Now you got the points. Now first you have to draw the dark line for the outer portion. Draw the dark lines for the outer portion. So this is the border lines. These are the border lines. I darken it. Darken these outer portions. Next, again, see here. I am watching from here onwards. I can see P, Q, R, S along with that A dash and B dash. But I can't see C dash and D dash. I can't see the C dash and A dash because it is near to the reference axis. Moreover, I can't see this. So when I am watching from the top view, I can see these parts, this portion and this portion. So I can see the completely the entire top portion, but along with that A dash and B dash. So highlight P and Q also. Why? Because this is a condition. I am watching from here onwards. I can see PQRS. At the same time, I can see these points. I can see the PQRS base. At the same time, A and B. I can't see D and C. Why? The D and C is located resting on the HP. So these are invisible. So what are the points are there? C and D are there. Those should be not visible. So indicate dashed lines. If you have any doubts regarding the hidden lines, simply whatever the points are there which is nearer to the reference line, those should be indicated by the hidden lines, and the remaining portion should be darkened. Now you can see the square prism. This is a condition. I hope you understand, and thank you.